rise to make a contribution. The cost of living crisis is hammering Australian families. Food banks are reporting overwhelming numbers, and from families who have never had to go to food bank before. The Labor Party is supposed to be the party that lifts up the working families, but instead you are busy handing out billions of dollars to the US and the UK for a dodgy submarine deal that we'll probably never see. But say you can't afford, and then in the same sentence, say you can't afford to up JobKeeper or JobSeeker. Is the government doing enough? Not by a long shot. And worse, they are throwing around taxpayers' money just to help themselves get re-elected. That's right. Your re-election money will go from $3 to $5 because apparently they can afford it. You can't afford it. Look at the $28 billion they are chucking at Macquarie Harbour. Instead of the environmental minister biting a bullet making a decision about salmon farming in the harbour, they are giving $28 million of your taxpayers' money out there, Australian, that will fix the problem. And by the way, this is to help salmon companies that are foreign-owned, that's right, foreign-owned, been making a mincer out of us for years and years and years. Their profits are huge, and yet haven't paid any tax for 3 years. Well, how about instead of giving them $28 million of taxpayers' money, you make them pay that $28 million bucks. You make them pay that. Why is a taxpayer paying national companies that make a crap load of bloody mess in our harbour in Tasmania? Why aren't they cleaning up their own mess? You should be ashamed of yourselves. Should be ashamed of yourselves. That's $28 million, all because Labor wants to wing Braden. Good luck with that. Good luck with that, because I don't think you're hearing the people of Braden. Australians are struggling to put food on the table and they're skipping vital medication. And what is the Labor Party doing? They want to, once again, up the public spend on elections. They want to give those political parties $5 of your taxpayers' money instead of $3. And apparently the coalition's on board with that because they don't care about the cost of living either. What struggling Tasmanians tell me is that they need help now. And that does mean chucking around money to help the major, and that does not mean chucking around money to help the major parties get re-elected. Here's a good idea. Why don't you get off your backside and get your boots on and go and earn it? Actually, if you did that, people actually might even know who your ministers and your backbenchers are. Because quite frankly, I don't think I could name 130 of those people sitting down the lower house. That's how shameful it is. They don't work for it. They buy their seats. And that is shameful in itself. It's all about power. You say you're the party for the working people, that you want every Australian to have the same opportunities, not to survive, but to thrive. What a load of rubbish. Nice gimmick, by the way. But you haven't even raised the JobSeeker, as I've said, and I can assure you those living below the poverty line or on it, they are not thriving. They are absolutely sinking, and you are part of the problem. The government has money, you have a surplus. You have a huge surplus. But when it comes to Australians struggling with the cost of living, pressures, you have no idea. None at all. You've done nothing to reverse the hike of arts degrees for students, even though I remember sitting in this chamber listening to you flog these people over this side. But oh no, didn't come up and reverse it, did you? Didn't come up and reverse it. So there's our students, our kids. You're going to have a bigger debt. Good luck. That's why you're never going to own a house. You've got counters out there who are struggling with the cost of climate change. You've done nothing about that to give them money to attack the situation. Instead, you hand out $10 billion to the US and UK to upgrade their shipbuilding facilities under the AUKUS deal. And you're not going to believe this, Australia. They don't even think to negotiate getting that money back if AUKUS falls apart. I mean, how shameful is that? Here you go, they take your $10 billion, but don't worry, we don't want it back. Don't want it back. Not a problem here, we've got plenty of cash, but we can't help those people that are feeling it the most in our own country. We'd rather have this on our resume than we've got some AUKUS deal done that is not going to ever happen. It's never, ever going to happen. What a waste. What an absolute joke. It's Australia's taxpayers' money that the government has its hands on. That money needs to go to Australians who need it the most. Not just where the government thinks it's going to win votes. You're not winning votes anymore because the Australian people are right onto you and they've had a gutful. They've had an absolute gutful.